Hi everyone, my name is Animal Paw Pony, or if you're watching this on my second channel, SnowGhost Cuddles, then you're fine. Today I'm going to be reacting to a creepypasta reading by the Shadow Reader. And in case you can't tell by the video, this is a creepypasta reading of the story Little Bear and the Rainstorm Night. Now, before I actually do the reaction, I want to clarify something. I actually wrote this creepypasta. Why, you might ask? Because there's actually a Little Bear episode that aired about 25 to 26 years ago in 1994 and or 1995 when the show was starting to air on Nickelodeon way back years ago. However, uh, originally the first episode was titled What Will Little Bear Wear? However, when the show aired, it actually aired an episode that, to my knowledge, is titled Little Bear and the Rainstorm Night. I found this interesting because it was actually similar to a much later Little Bear episode, which in the reading, when Shadow Reader reads the story, there's a lot of information that's explained in regards to what happened. But the reason that I posted it was because I wanted to explain to people uh, my events as well as how I felt in regards to this episode. And the reason I mention all of this is because it has been 25 years since I've seen this episode. It only aired 2 times, and I only saw it once in full, and it never aired again. And I've always had this episode fresh in my head. So because of that, I've looked online to try and find, are there any DVDs or VHSs or what have you that might have it. And so far, nothing. Boo! But still, I wrote this story so people would have an understanding of my experience with the episode, as well as trying to get people to understand what the episode was about, and maybe hopefully try and get the word out so that way I could find some information. And so basically, the story is based on my actual events of seeing the episode, as well as the 2 times when I was able to see it, which will be explained in the video, or rather the reading, so to speak. So basically, I wanted to just explain all of that. Also, I'm going to give out a huge disclaimer. I do not own the Little Bear television show, or the books, or the images used in the video from the Shadow Reader, or any of the characters or places, or anything else like that. All that is strictly owned by Viacom, the company who owns the Nick Jr. show, as well as a bunch of other channels, which, yes, does include the Nickelodeon, of the other shows like Nick Jr., Nicktoons, and so forth. Now, I'm going to give a clear message to Viacom. Now, I'm not bashing you guys, but I want you guys, if anyone at Viacom watches the video, to understand something. I understand that you claimed twice my reaction to Pups and the Werepuppy, despite me making 3 points or so during the time limit in which you claimed. I'm going to say this right now. Viacom, if any of you give me a strike or a claim for this video, if I respond back to you saying that it is invalid, which yes, I will fight this one. Still, nevertheless, if I do this, and you say that my response is not valid, I have to see evidence. I have to see solid evidence that you, Viacom, own not just Little Bear, but specifically, I need to see evidence that you own the episode Little Bear and the Rainstorm Night, as well as anything from the episode. The audio, drawings, the episode itself, anything. I need to see evidence that the episode aired and that you own it in order for your claim or strike to be valid. That's all I'm going to say. Because otherwise, if you cannot provide evidence, to me, that's not good enough. I need to see evidence because, like I said, this episode has not aired within 25 years. Still, that's done out of the way. This will be a reaction to the story reading and the review. So let's get started.
bed covers, and a certain cartoon bear are three thoughts that come into my mind whenever thinking about one of my favorite cartoon shows, Little Bear. In particular, a certain episode that I only saw 2 times. Being an American, a white blonde-haired casual kid, I liked cartoons growing up, but Little Bear was different. It starred a 6-year-old bear named Little Bear who acted just like a human kid. His parents, Mother and Father Bear, acted like typical Norman human parents, except in the bear version and Little Bear's friends, duck, hen, owl, cat, frog, and others acted like their animal selves, minus them being able to speak English. However, one episode always stood out to me, the pilot episode, which I later found...
Loser buys lunch.
On.
Okay, Jack.
Sorry about the ad. Hold on.
However, one episode always stood out to me, the pilot episode, which I later found out was titled Little Bear and the Rainstorm Night. What I loved about the episode was that it actually was quite different from most Little Bear episodes, but was still straightforward. The storyline went like this. It's storming outside, and Little Bear wakes up scared. He hides under his red bed covers several times, obviously afraid of the storm, before falling out of his bed, still under the red covers. After struggling a bit, Little Bear then gets out of his red covers and runs into Mother Bear and Father Bear's bedroom, before he climbs and gets into their bed. Little Bear must have wanted to sleep with Mother Bear and Father Bear to get some kind of comfort during the storm, and also try and get back to sleep. While trying to sleep, however, Little Bear continues to be scared of the storm, noticeable by the thunder and lightning flashes. With the lightning flashes lighting up objects and displaying shadows in the room, overwhelmed by fear, Little Bear hides under Mother Bear and Father Bear's green bed covers, which are big since the bed I think was like a queen-size bed,
That's
but
guess.
snuggles under the covers, trying to get some relief from the storm. As Little Bear hides, he continues to struggle under the green bed covers, moving around and filling his arms and body,
Flailing.
while trapped under Mother Bear and Father Bear's green covers. Eventually, Little Bear falls off the bed, still trapped under the green covers. Mother and Father Bear, however, continue sleeping. Little Bear struggles a little more before he gets out of the green bed covers, runs back into his bedroom, pushes his red bed covers over his bed, goes under his red bed covers, and goes to sleep in it. Not only was this a simple Little Bear episode, but was even followed by the supposed pilot episode, What Will Little Bear Wear? I had only been able to see the episode once in full due to the advertising of the Nickelodeon channel advertising Little Bear shows at times. After that day, however, I only saw a part of it the other time. A few months had passed, and I gotten home from the grocery store with my parents and went to go watch TV. After turning the TV on, I flipped through the channels and I realized I didn't check Nickelodeon yet. Sure enough, I flipped to the channel and saw the last minute or two of Little Bear and the Rainstorm Night. Dang it! I remember thinking to myself as the episode ended and moved on to the next one. If only I had checked the Nickelodeon channel first, then I could actually have seen half of the episode. Sadly enough, I never really saw it again.
On. Sorry about that. I don't know why these ads keep popping up, but let's continue.
Years later, the pilot Little Bear episode was still fresh in my mind. I looked online in many places as I could, but there was no luck. The only episode that did come close to retelling the same storyline, but was also different, was the Little Bear episode Under the Covers. The episode was about Little Bear playing around under his bed covers after Mother Bear joking about bed bugs.
Bed bugs.
Of course, Little Bear also went to Mother Bear and Father Bear's bedroom and played around with them, as well as having tickle fights and catching pretend bed bugs under the bed covers. The episode ended with all of them going back to bed in their respective bedrooms, and there was no thunderstorm. I still love that episode, but still wished I could see the original plot. I don't know if Under the Covers replaced Little Bear and Rainstorm Night, but I can't confirm it.
Just a guess.
I even posted the plot on the official Little Bear Wiki website to see if anyone could find it or have an information about it. Ironically enough, it also got posted on the Lost Media Wiki site too. I thought it might help me more, but still, even with users getting interested in it, there was still no luck.
True story.
Luckily, I found a thrift store not too far away from my house, and received some Little Bear VHS tapes from there. Hopefully, it's on one of those tapes, or in the worst case scenario, it isn't. To this day, I'm still looking for the information about that Little Bear in the Rainstorm Night episode. Pictures, audio, video, drawings, etc. I know it exists. I've seen it. And I wouldn't lie about something like this. I just have to keep looking. Hopefully if I contact Viacom or someone can give me some clues about the episode, I'll find it. I just have to keep looking. I still dream of the day where I'll watch the entire episode again, and watch Little Bear trying to find comfort from the rainstorm at night, while struggling under his parents' green bed covers.
I still have yet to get any info from Viacom about that, by the way.
And that, my little shadows, was Little Bear and the Rainstorm Night, a Little Bear Lost episode creepypasta. My final thoughts on the story? I'm impressed. I am genuinely impressed with how this story went. Wow. This was good. This was a really good Lost episode creepypasta. I mean, everything that was described in this was completely and utterly believable. The actual, the protagonist actually has some sense in his brain, or her brain, not really sure, to do things in a very realistic manner.
Duh.
And to make matters even better, the actual episode is very believable for a Little Bear episode. And it really makes me wonder, what caused this episode to only be aired only a few times?
Exactly!
Is it the subject matter, perhaps? With the thunder and lightning and things of that nature?
Doubt it.
I mean, it's rather unfortunate to say, but many shows like this, especially like shows like Caillou and many others, have had episodes that were particularly banned due to things of that nature being deemed too frightening for younger viewers, which I think is ridiculous, but still. So the idea of this only being aired like maybe a few times out of the year or something is not only extremely believable, but also, pretty good, too. And I love the little description and everything that was incorporated with the story. I mean, with, Little Bear being afraid and doing various things as well to try and, alleviate his fear of the thunderstorm.
On.
And it kind of surprises me that Mother and Father Bear didn't wake up during that time.
Exactly.
I guess that was probably a part of the short. And the fact that there was apparently a lot more to it, was also really interesting as well. Now, another thing as well that I can say about the story that I liked a lot was that the grammar, the sentence structuring, the paragraphing, and everything about the story was really good. I mean, I gotta be honest here. It was very good. I mean, this right here is a prime example of what you should do whenever you're sitting there and making any kind of story. Not just lost episodes, but any kind of story whatsoever. You always want to try and incorporate as much good grammar, good sentence structuring, good everything as you possibly can.
And paragraphs.
That's a really big thing that has to be done.
English 101.
I mean, that's common sense, but still.
Duh.
Another genuine thing I actually found about the story was, and honestly, I was a little bit afraid, because it made a mention of, like, going to Goodwill and found a thrift store and found some VHS tapes. Okay, that right there kind of scared me a little. But thankfully, though, it just was just a simple message of it. And I actually have to say, it's kind of believable as well. It's actually pretty believable as well. I mean, because, trust me, if you go to Goodwill, you'll find VHS tapes. You'll find a lot of crazy stuff there. I should know. I bought tons of crazy stuff there. Even then, though, this is still a very amazing creepypasta, very enjoyable, very believable, and more importantly, very in character for the show Little Bear.
Excuse me.
I have to honestly admit, this was great. I liked it a lot. And honestly, I hope you all enjoyed it as well. This is a great story, and I honestly hope you guys check it out. It's on the Spinpasta Wiki. And one more thing I gotta say before I actually end the video itself. To the author of the story, you did a very good job. I'm actually quite happy with what you did. You actually managed to incorporate something believable and interesting and brand new with these lost episode pastas.
Thank you.
That right there is a really, really, really nice breath of fresh air. I mean, at least to me, though.